Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you 10 tips that I have for you to become a morning person. So I am actually not naturally a morning person. I used to sleep in super duper late. Like my family and my friends can attest to this. I would sleep up until like 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that's because I would also sleep late. But I don't know, something changed. Like I actually think the beginning of 2018 is when I started to become more of a morning person and actually wanting to wake up early. So I'm going to be sharing 10 tips that I have for you guys that helped me become more of a morning person and hopefully helps you out too. So my first tip is pretty self-explanatory and kind of obvious, but you should sleep earlier the night before. So definitely try and get at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Every person is different and requires a different amount of sleep, so I thought that I needed at least 8 hours to function, but I actually found that I naturally woke up after sleeping 7 hours. So as long as I get a minimum of 7 hours, I'm usually good to go, but definitely sleep early so that you can wake up early and feel more refreshed. My second tip also happens the night before, which is to drink half a bottle to a bottle of water before you go to bed. And I know it feels a little uncomfortable because your stomach is like a little full when you lay down and go to sleep, but I like doing this just because it makes me get up more in the morning, because by the time I need to wake up, like, I gotta pee. And that's actually one of the tips that helped me out the most, just because like when you gotta pee, so definitely recommend trying tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to kind of make your life easier in the morning. So the night before also, be sure to set out your clothes for the next day and everything that you'll need. So I like to set out the outfit that I'm gonna wear, and I like to have my backpack packed and ready to go. And then if I have breakfast or anything or lunch that I have to take away, I like to have it in my fridge, just like done, ready, so then when I get up, I get ready and then I can get dressed really quickly and then just grab my backpack and get out the door. Tip number 4 is to start waking up earlier by increments. So each week I want you to try and do this. Start waking up at least like 10 to 30 minutes earlier than you did the last week. So for example, I have been waking up at 9 a.m. lately. So if I want to start waking up naturally around like maybe 7:30 or 8, I'll just start increasing, or I guess decreasing, my alarm time. So instead of having my alarm set at 8:50 a.m., I'm gonna start having it set at like 8:40 a.m. And then after I'm kind of used to that time, normally it takes maybe like 3 to 5 days. After that, I'll start waking up at like 8:30 a.m. and then 8:20 and then 8:10 and 8. And that just helps you out a lot more rather than just going from 8:50 to like 7:50 right from the get-go. I mean, if that works for you, that's awesome. But if you would prefer to kind of slowly transition into it, I definitely recommend just decreasing, is that right? Decreasing, yeah, your alarm time by 10 to 30 minutes, just depending on what you're most comfortable with. Tip number 5 is to have a breakfast that you look forward to. I love breakfast so much because I love what I eat for breakfast every single day, honestly. So I love doing my overnight oats, but whatever breakfast that you love to have, just make sure you have it every day or as often as you would like, and having a nice breakfast to look forward to always helps in terms of even like going to sleep earlier or even waking up earlier. Tip number 6 is a tip that I actually personally do not use, but I feel like it would work really well, and I feel like some people do it, but basically put your phone or whatever your alarm is across the room from you. So I personally don't do this because I'm a very deep sleeper, and if my phone is across the room, I will not hear it and I won't wake up. So I like to have it like right here on my nightstand because then I will actually hear it. But I feel like this works really well if you are kind of a light sleeper, or you will wake up to that alarm because you're forced to kind of get out of bed and go to your phone to turn it off. Tip number 7 is to only have around 2 to 3 alarms. I know you're like, at least for me personally, I used to be really paranoid of not waking up early enough or like not being able to go to class and being late, and so I would have like legit 5 alarms or more, and that just isn't a healthy habit just because I became reliant on that. Like, instead of waking up with the first alarm, I would just snooze that and be like, I got 4 more alarms, I have like that buffer time so I can just keep sleeping. You might as well just wake up instead of sleeping every like 5 minutes and getting interrupted by an alarm every 5 minutes. So you might as well just wake up with the first one and start getting ready. Oh, speaking of alarms, tip number 8 is to not make your alarm a very annoying one. So you know the classic iPhone like blaring one that's like a siren? That used to be in my alarm for a couple of years, and now every time I hear that, I just get a rush of like shock or like adrenaline, and I just get scared. I'm like really jumpy, and that was how I reacted to waking up every single day before every time I heard that alarm, just because it's so loud and annoying. So kind of changed that, and for a while I made my alarm a song that I really liked. I would do like One Direction songs, Lainey songs, the 1975, whatever it is, I would just play it. I would usually change it up every couple of weeks or so, just because I don't know if it's just me, but after hearing the same song as the same alarm every day, my brain just doesn't react to it anymore. So I actually missed a couple of alarms because I was so used to that song, if that makes sense. So I just ignored it. Warning, I did get sick of some of my favorite songs because of that. So use that with caution. Once I felt like I was getting sick of it, I would just switch to a new song. But now I don't do that. I just do a nice little jingle. So tip number 9 is to make your bed right when you get up. So I already do this automatically. It's kind of like second nature to me, but I feel like this helps in terms of, you know, preventing you for going back into bed after you've gotten ready, just because the bed's already made, like you don't want to remake it again. So I think doing that right when you wake up is really nice, and also it shows that you've accomplished one thing already right when you woke up. Tip number 10 is to open your blinds and let light in as soon as you possibly can. So I love natural light, and I love seeing light come in through the windows. So I really love waking up, and then I get ready, and then I make my bed, and then I open the curtains. If it is helpful, I would definitely recommend just literally like popping out of bed and then opening the blinds and then getting ready and everything. I just feel like once you see the sunlight, your body knows that it's time to wake up. So it's really helpful in terms of getting your mindset into like, it's time to wake up now. Tip number 11 is to have some alone time for yourself in the morning. So definitely set aside time, like 10 to 30 minutes in the morning, just for you to be by yourself without your phone, without any other interactions or like distractions, and just have that calm moment for yourself. And it makes waking up earlier so much nicer, and it makes that morning routine, at least for me, so much calmer and something for me to look forward to. You can do anything you want. It could be morning pages, it could be reading, it could be just like holding your cup of coffee and staring out into the window. It could be going for a walk. Just anything to get you off of your phone and just having a moment for yourself in the morning. My last tip is to have a good mindset and figure out why you are getting up so early and why you want to get up so early. So my personal reason is that I wanted to work out in the morning, and I feel like I preferred that a lot more compared to working out at night, and I didn't like working out at like 10 a.m. and then coming back, showering and everything, and then it's lunchtime. I preferred waking up at like 7:30 and then working out until it was like 8:30, shower and everything, and then it's still like 10 a.m. So that was my reason for kind of starting to wake up earlier and becoming more of a morning person. So that is my last tip. Definitely think about why you want to become a morning person, and trust me, it is a great time being a morning person. So if you have any questions at all, or if you have tips on how to become more of a morning person, comment them down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Feel free to follow me on Instagram if you would like to see some more content from me. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!